too
Started.
long. Let's just do
Okay,
1 hour.
guys, we're back for another TRU-MON show. Give thanks for life. Me and Mar are back. How are you, Mar?
Hello, I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, me, I'm great. Better than good, better than most, and sometimes even better than that.
I love it when you talk like that. Okay.
Always positive. It's very, very important to keep the vibes up, have positive vibration all the time. You have to radiate positive vibration. And also, what I want to talk about today, it's about being born again. You know, it's a lot, me, during that whole search of, first of all, living my dreams, because like I told you before, what happened to me is I was chasing my dreams, but tripped over reality and busted my head on the truth. So that's what happened to me. And I wasn't really planning to come out on YouTube and stuff like that. But once I discovered the whole truth and all the stuff, I felt like I was born again. And today I go out in the world, and every day I feel like I'm in a constant state of amazement, constant amazement state. Like I'm amazed at everything. I don't know. It's the same for you, Mar. Probably pretty much the same, I'm sure. But maybe you can share what you
You
feel
know,
on that.
when I thought that the Earth is a globe, I was pretty amazed that, oh my God, how are we moving in this infinite skies, and what a infinite universe this is, and all that. Yet, is this echoing?
No, it's okay. The sound is good.
Okay. And then when I learned about the flat Earth, it totally changed everything. I was just walking yesterday and I was thinking about it. It's like thinking that you're an orphan. You're an orphan, and all your life you've been an orphan. You didn't know, you thought nothing, like you're just a little someone, no one cares about you. And when you find a flat earth, all of a sudden you recognize, oh, wow, I was a prince. I was someone important, and this is my palace. This is very amazing place I'm in. It's completely different than religious being born again. It's being born by the elements of excitement and amazement and magic that this flat earth brings to all of us.
You know, I always felt like I was part of a whole. Like I always felt like I was not single. And like I never, this old cosmology thing never really affected me. It affected me on the subconscious like everybody else. But I mean, I was always a go-getter in life, always a dream chaser, like always living on high vibration. But what it brought to me is really a connection to the oneness, to the whole. Like that's what I explained, and also in one of my first video on Motivation Academy during the summer near the water, I said I'm part of a whole. I'm part of a whole. I'm not a random little independent speck on Earth. No, we are one. We are one with everything, the animals, the plants, everything. And once you awake to life, you realize all that, and you're in a state of constant amazement. Me, I go out and you know what? Now I go out and I just go take a walk with my wife. Let's say near the park with the kids or something like that, and I just hear the sound of the birds and the wind and all this just transport me, like the music of nature a lot. I listen to a lot the music of nature now, and I'm a lot more grounded to the place where I live. Like I feel like I really belong to something. Like it's anyway, it's wonderful for me. The experience so
Yeah.
far has been and that's why it's very, very important to stick with the first feeling we have at the beginning when we started to awake to that old flat earth thing. And the feeling I had was amazing. Was I can watch my video again today back, and I'm like, wow, no. And I feel the same. Like I didn't change for me. The vibes are still very, very high, and that's what I think is the most important in all this. And to do not let the system blow your mind. Rise and shine your light. Because once you discover that, you're gonna be on a total different paradigm. You're gonna
Yes.
rise and shine if you follow the light. Like you're gonna have a light given to you. Like you know what is to be awake. What is faith? What is all this? I think it's all a light that we receive inside of us from the divine at start, but it's only shining at a certain point in our life when we are really awake. And really awake, I don't think I'm fully awake now. Still, I mean, like Jennifer said, we are awakening. Like we're not. I'm not totally awake to everything. It's impossible to. Like when I'm totally awake to everything, I'll probably have a Christ consciousness or something like that. So we're talking about the very high stage in the consciousness evolution. But I can say I'm awakening for sure.
Well, this has been the biggest awakening in all of my life because I've done a lot of different things. And you may think like you're a part of a revolution, and then all of a sudden, after the revolution is over, everyone goes back to their life as if like nothing happened. And then
This
this is nothing like that, because once you learn about the factors of the magic that the flat earth is, let's not even call it flat earth, let's call it this most amazing journey of living in the center of our own universe, meaning the only verse that is. It's not a lot of other ones.
no, it's not the multiverse.
No, it's not. Well, it's multiverse in the subconscious. It's multiverse energetically, but it is universe, meaning that this is our world, and there is no way to go. There is nowhere to go with it. This is here for us to explore and wait and awaken within, and there is no going back. There is no way I will go back to sleep again. There is no way
Never,
again.
never.
And
You know,
no other revelation could have done this. Even if I joined and became a born again Christian, that would have
no,
never done that for me. Never.
no, there's nothing, nothing really ever in my life came close to that kind of awakening. Like, look at me, I'm on YouTube now making shows. I have a channel. Like, I never thought. I told you a year ago I was not being able to make the mental leap. I would be here, but because something came my way, and I really, like I said, I hit my head on the truth. Really, that's what happened. And I went once you start like getting a bit of a real notion of where you live, you want to research more and more and more, and then you just become enlightened at one point. But I guess I still have homework to do. I'm not completely to a state of Christ consciousness, like I said. That's very high level, but I'm doing my best. It's very important to do your part. You know, just do your part. Just give thanks for life. Give thanks for the light. Give thanks for the strength. Do your part. Just be yourself. Shine your light. It's all things that's very easy to do once you awake to who you are. But you have to awake. You have to get in touch with the oneness, with everything that surrounds you, with people. Because what's the best drug, Mar, for another human being is another human being. To me, the best drug I found in life was exchanging with you live on YouTube. That's to me is super rush. I love it. Like, I don't need cocaine or any other fucking Babylonian shit to get me high. I go on YouTube and I exchange with human beings. That get me on a high. That's crazy. So I'm sure you feel the same.
Well, humanity is going to connect at a much deeper level with the concept of us being living on a geocentric world, because we are much more concentrated. Our attention, our psyche, our purpose, our goal gets concentrated onto something way more important. So here we are. This is our world. We
Yeah.
all have our own shares of sadness, of the opposite of love is not really hatred, but then there is so much hatred in the world because the hatred is covering up the fear. We are so scared of living in our full potential, and we're so scared of living in a world that has harmony and is actually the what we all really want to live in, somewhere
Yeah.
that there is justice, there is balance, there is beauty. And it is possible once we start connecting at this very deep level, that would become more possible. Our relationships become much more important, much deeper. And I'm dealing with a lot of pain and sadness in many different levels about our world, and how it has gone the drain. Like I showed this video yesterday on Facebook that you saw also, that
Yeah.
the way they're pulling the fish out of the oceans, every net is as big as 13,000 jumbo jets. It's like, what? This is like they're taking the oceans into complete dryness, and then they feed a lot of that meat into the cows. It's like nature completely out of balance. And
But
once we learn that we don't live on a piece of dust, we want to change that. I want to change all of that now. I'm activated, and I want to face my sadness and fear and hatred, and work it through, because I know that once I work it through myself, I'm working it for humanity. We are all connected here.
So that's why it's very important to, if you want to see a change in the world, you have to be the change. You have to be the light. If not, nothing can ever, because it's your consciousness that you will embody that will affect everybody around you. So if you don't embody a high consciousness and you don't seem conscious of what you do and your action and your behavior, how can you affect other people? So it's very, very important to be constant with your path, your journey, and stay on it. And me, there's nothing that's gonna take me away from that. It's what I want to do. I want to inspire. Like I aspire to inspire before I expire. I have one life to live. One life to live, Mar. One life. One life. What I'm gonna do? Like just sit around and watch TV and try to? No, I'm gonna connect with the world now. I'm gonna make the rest of my life the best of my life now. That's what's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
And it's so amazing that it was so easy for me to just watch some documents and know that, oh my goodness, the reality is completely a different one. And when I watched the resistance in so many people even wanting to look at it, actually I was writing a letter to someone that has been resisting it with all that he has. And I said, what happens, you can tell people about what's going on in the secret societies. You can tell people about what really happened in World War I, World War II. People still have some type of tolerance for it. Yet when it comes to this issue of the flat earth, people literally lose their balls.
I don't know, and I have a lot of friends on Facebook in high places like reggae artists and all that, and that's what I can't wait that they open up and start talking about it like it's the greatest thing. But there's something, because it's so impregnated in our psyche, that the globe. And today I was going on the road and there's a van that passed by, and it was like something express in the company, but there was a globe on it. And that's why I told my wife, I said, these people are not in to brainwash us or anything. It's just impregnated in a collective psyche that we live on a global thing, on the globe. And nobody really questioned it. Like, because Mark, the moment you start questioning it, you go back to when you're young, bang, it's game over. It doesn't make sense to live on the ball. It just doesn't make sense. What it is, that's what I told my wife. Me and my wife talk a lot now about all this reality when we go take walks. And I don't know where I am really. What's the shape of the earth? Who knows? But I know it's not. I know it's not what they're saying it is, because they lie on every level. Everything we've been lied about, and that's very clear to me. It started at school. I knew at school something was wrong when they told us about Christopher Columbus, that he was such a great man and this and that. And he slaughtered how many Indians, and how many Indians been slaughtered here just for the purpose of getting the land to themselves. And like they wanted to own everything. They wanted to own everything, and I get a new book now, very, very interesting about that, how this works. And that's what we're going to do with Santos also next show when we see him. But
Okay.
you know what? There's something also that I find today is people don't want to know more. They think they want to know the truth. They think they want to know what's going on in the world. They think, but they don't want to know more than they need to know to live a happy life, to live a little box cage life in comfort and not stretching too much, not connecting too much to the world, like living your little life, coming home, doing your little work, pressing the same button again the next morning. Like, I'm fed up of that. And that's what the flat earth that's why my videos are called The World Truth Awakening Motivation. It should really, once you realize that it's not just about secret societies, it's about the very shape of the earth. It's like, hello, hello. It's something bigger than me here. It's something much larger than myself that does, and it takes all my energy to it almost, and it's good. It's like something that makes me feel alive. I'm sure you feel much more alive. That's why I see. I feel like I'm born again. I
Yes.
can talk like that for hours and hours. I'm so inspired. It's like a light now that will never die. It's always going to be there. I know that
Well,
because
it's both the shape and the position, because the non-movement of it is even more important to me for some reason. It really, really grounds me. It has given me a place, as I said, it's like I'm not an orphan anymore psychically. I'm found, and this is my palace. This is where I need to shine my light. And why not to shine the light? And
yes,
why to be scared? And why to have so much fear of being ourselves and living our true reality?
yesterday I was eating at the table with my children, and my little son Gavin he's 9 year old, and he's having a lot of dreams. Like he dreams about dinosaur and stuff like that. So I like to bug him all the time, tell him they don't exist, they're not real, and then you're crushing my dream. And like, Gavin, I just don't want you to live in the delusion. Like they go to the Babylonian school, so for sure they're gonna hear stuff from their friends and that. But now they're starting to open up at school, my children. They're starting to talk about the flat Earth to other people at school, like other children. They're opening up. So this is the best thing you can do if you want to change the world. And you have children, well, tell the truth to you. Tell the children the truth. I keep posting it on Facebook. Bob kept saying it for a reason. Tell the children the truth. Why are you so afraid? Like, you should see my kids. They're flying now. And yesterday I was telling them, we're all brothers and sisters. And then he looked at me and said, oh, yeah. He said, no, you're my daddy. But I said, in reality, we're all children of the Most High, if you want to call it. The Most High is probably my higher self or something like that. The universal mind. We all come from the same creator, so we're all brothers and sisters. And then he was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. He said, you're my brother. So my other son Samuel, he's 19-year-old, he calls me bro all the time, bro. And I'm like, me, I don't care, because that's what we are. We're all brothers and sisters. Yeah, I'm his father. I'm the one who gave probably.
Well, that's awesome that your children know about it and they're willing to share it.
Yeah, they go
Je-
to school with it. They go to school, and that's what I wanted. Now I'm fed up. I receive emails from the teacher about space stuff. I told you the other day. And now I just expose it. I don't care. It's the greatest thing that ever happened in my life. Look, I'm flying high on YouTube and everything. You think this is negative? It's all positive. I feel so re-energized after each and every talk I have with you, especially with you and other people. And for sure, it's yeah, that's when I want to connect. I want to connect with people with high vibration, high consciousness, and people that realize the real
well,
lies. Because
it seems there is a gathering in Seattle on the 22nd, which I did not know of. A lot of flat earthers gathering. I would like to find out and maybe join. That would be nice.
yeah, I heard about that, and there's one in Vancouver too about the chemtrails. Eh?
The chemtrails about Vancouver. I wish I could go. That's very far away.
It's not that far for you, Vancouver. It's like what, an hour flight, maybe?
From California?
Yeah, you're on the west coast. For me, it's far. For me, it's 6 hours from Quebec by
Okay.
plane.
Well, that would be something really important to do. I was thinking we have to have a gathering about the chemtrails.
But the other
In
day, I was
like
looking at the chemtrail group that you sent me about, and there's one thing that and this is the one thing, and it really bugging. Why they call it global chemtrail? Why they it doesn't register in my mind why they still use the global. Like, if you're awake to geoengineering and all that, what, you're not awake to that you don't
No,
anymore? Like,
absolutely no way. I have put a lot of flat Earth stuff on that site with the global chemtrail watch or something, and they every time I put anything about flat Earth, they shut it down. They don't want to hear about that at all. And also, I have put a lot of beautiful videos lately. Odd TV. Oh my goodness, that guy is very
It's good.
smart. I've been just thinking, what a smart, amazing people are in this movement. They're not just jokes, they're not just retards that went back into time and became retards, before the science existed. These people are critically thinking, they are questioning reality at all levels, and they're very, very scientific. And I've found so many footage everywhere that people are questioning it. And then when I go put it, like, there is a site called NWO, New World Order site, or the Illuminati on Facebook. When you go on these sites, there are all these very, very heavy duty political people exposing the plans of the Illuminati or whatever. Yet you put one thing about flat earth and they shoot it down, and they right away call it a government psycho. uh,
Yeah.
uh, yeah,
Why?
how do you say it? Psychop? A psychop.
Psyop.
Psyop.
Why?
Psyop. Yeah.
Why call it a psyop? Like, bar, I'm not part of any freaking government agency. I'm just a guy here in Quebec speaking my truth. What is wrong with that? It's like, why do you want to shut it down all the time? Even that, the global, that's why that group, I'm like, okay, 50,000 people, but why global? The global thing everywhere is really bugging me now. And I'm not going to be part of, like I stayed in the group, I follow some posts, but I mean, it's bugging me, that global thing that we all can get rid of. Like, if we all get rid of that, but it's an website.
Look, if we got it that we don't live on a globe, we will have, all of us, we will be united. We will shift this world in such a short time. The reason that we are not doing anything about chemtrails anywhere in the world. No one is doing anything about chemtrails anywhere in the world, because everyone feels disabled by the same hypnotic sentence that is having humanity and their psychosis. So people, no matter what kind of a high political jump they're taking, as long as this is not known, they would not feel enough power to change anything. And that's why the psyop comes up to start retarding it. So people, the first thing that they will say is like, oh yeah, I'm sure the government is involved with this, and then they're doing it. So that's it. As a conscious person, I just pull out of it because I don't want to be in part, and I would not listen to any of it. Like yesterday, I was watching one of the videos. I really recommend it to everyone. A plain truth.org, and I would like you, Yannick, to also invite him. Jamie, he's very knowledgeable, and he did this thing, the Operation High Jump, and how it was the finding of Antarctic. There is so much information loaded in that. And then one thing that came to me when I was listening to it, Richard Byrd, the guy that did all these expeditions in Antarctic, he was saying over and over again, yes, we saw the ice wall. And then all this footage about how the ice wall doesn't finish. It just keeps going on and on and on. So which means it's not just a cap underneath. And this whole concept of hanging underneath this ball is just so retarded, so retarded. This whole ice cap, as heavy as it is hanging underneath this ball. But anyways, Richard Byrd was saying you hit the ice wall, and the only way you can go is go 2 miles up, or as far as high as that is, and then it's all flat ice forever. I mean, let's think about it together.
Yeah,
Let's
no,
think about it together. Flat ice. Ice cannot exist in a curvature, whether it's even if it is just a cap underneath the globe, it cannot stay like a huge curve without breaking or anything. It's all
and
flat.
I was reflecting to the birds. You know, the birds, they don't fly that fast. If the birds from Florida to Quebec, the one that migrate, would have to combat the fight the velocity of the Earth turning, they would never reach their destination. Imagine the birds, they don't fly that fast. They're not a plane. They cannot press on the gas and say, okay, I'm going to compensate 1,000 miles per hour now. I'm going to flap my wings and go. It doesn't work this way. No. So just the birds, it's one indication that just look at nature. Just look at nature. It's very, like, we don't even need to, it's very good to do all kinds of experiment for sure, but just use your eyes. Just your eyes and look at nature. Look at the birds. Do you think it makes sense? No, it doesn't. So there's all kinds of stuff, empirical observation that you just need to do, and you will realize everything. You don't even need meters and photographic stuff.
Well, in some, the psychosis work in a way that when they say the atmosphere also moves with the earth, that means that like you're in a glass bubble or something. So everything that moves in that, it's protected. So the birds can just fly in the atmosphere that's moving with the earth, and the birds will not feel it. It's a very nice psychosis, and it made sense a lot before. Yet right now it doesn't, because even if you look at the bubble thing, that there's earth in this bubble, when you start turning it around, none of those waters stay stable in it, and yeah, it's
You
psychotic.
know, you take a tennis ball, you spin it, the water will spray out, soak it, put it on the drill, make it spin. It's going to spin out. So how can the water on Earth stay stuck to it? It just doesn't make sense, but it...
They say because of the atmosphere, because if you put that atmosphere around that ball, like a bubble around it, and then you start turning it, the water won't go anywhere. Yet the water would splash all over the glass inside.
But that's it. All the fish can swim if it's tight to the ball hurt. Like, I mean, it should become like a gel at one point then. Like, it's nothing makes sense. It's just we live in love and grace. We live in love and grace in such a beautiful, beautiful place that we've been given by the creator, because there is a creator behind all of this. Like I said, that this whole system, like I just go outside and I look at the sun and the moon. And yesterday, again, I had them in the same sky, and I was outside with the wifey. I was taking a walk to the park again. I was looking at the moon and the sun in the sky. They were right there. I said, Kim, how is it even possible? I'm just here in my little village in St. Martin, and I see them both in the same sky. How can that be possible? Like, it's crazy, but you just have to... I never stop questioning stuff.
Well, there's so much to learn. We all have to remember that this information was hidden from humanity for so long. And this is not an established, organized, very expensive organization that is paying for all of this to be done. This is humanity waking up to its power. So people are just doing their own experimentations. That's why we have to stay open, learning from each other.
And
There's so many people doing all kinds of measurements, like the measurement on a flat surface, and it's triangle to the sun. Is that really possible on a globe? Let's think about it together. It is really not that possible on a globe, and it goes farther and farther and farther.
just look at the sun through the clouds. Look at the sun when the little cloud go in front, and look at the shape of it. Look at the perfect circular disc. You see it so well. And me, I like it when there's just little clouds going in front, and I can really look at it, and no, it's where does it take his energy? What it is? Then again, it's divine. It's divine. It's all divine. What is this? I don't know. Listen, but I know I'm divine too. I know I've been created by the most wonderful minds of all time, and I think we're just shining the light. It's shining the light of the divine. That's what we're doing.
Well, I decided to translate Eric Dubé's conspiracy, the Atlantean conspiracy, into Farsi.
I did his 200 proof. I'm almost done, but it's very, very... it's so complicated from French to write sometimes, so it takes me a while, but it takes a lot of concentration, because most often now I speak English, so I gotta really set back my brain in French. But no, I'm almost done. I think I'm going to send it to him tonight. It's a French translation of his 200 proof, but there's a like, okay, I understand that you don't need 200 proof, but I think you just want to spread it thick, Eric, to make people realize that the ones that are really, really hard head and they need more than one proof, well, you have 200 stuff that you can look at. But some
And
proof
also
in
that it is a Atlantean conspiracy. It is a real setup of agenda that has brought us all the way down to here. We have no idea what they're doing in Antarctic right now.
no,
We have no idea that what is the budget of NASA for this year, 2016. What, $16 billion or something like that, or I'm sure it's more even. Where is all that going? And it's like you go to even Pakistan, Afghanistan, to the third world, that you would think that science has not advanced that much, or wherever you see people believe from their guts that we live on a round ball. I mean, we all need that information. We need revolutions like it's happening in Iceland right now. We need to
yeah,
be activated, wake up, come out of our shells, and be on the streets, be on the social media, talk about it, and undo the
yeah, because
plan.
the real revolution, it's not with arms and weapon in the street. It's the evolution of consciousness. That's the real revolution. You're not going to solve nothing with weapons and arms and wars and stuff like that. It's with the evolution of consciousness. Humanity's been systematically dumbed down. Systematically dumbed down. We've been dumbed down. And if you don't realize that, well, it's because you've been dumbed down. You are dumbed down. So wake up, wake up. I don't know how to say it, but we all been dumbed down. I was like that for 40 years of my life. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm not afraid to, I was not dumb. I was dumb in all those things. No? But I mean, we've been all
It's
systematically dumbed down with school brainwash and all that stuff. The, the worst is the schooling. The schooling is such a brainwash tool. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, the entire way that they were established,
And
the
it's
school
everywhere the
system.
same in the world. Eh? It's not because I'm in Quebec that it's different than California or different than Croatia or different than Japan or different than China. It's all the same system everywhere. Whether you're
Yeah.
in Quebec or Japan, it will be very similar now today because it's the same Babylonian people all over the plane. So don't think you have one way that you're gonna find a suddenly parrot. No, no, it's all Babylonian stuff. They're all over. They're all over. So the system is the same here in Quebec, and that's why it's very important to speak to each other and communicate and really touch base with people because we're all victim of the same psychopaths and same maniacery and same evil stuff all over the world. It's
Yeah,
not
why
just here.
why does the brain of children be filled up with all these mathematical equations that they're never ever 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 going to use in their lives, and then they sit down and read this very distorted history, and so then what do we have? A whole workforce that will support the system.
Yeah, but that's what they want to do, and they don't want to create thinkers. They want to create workers. So everybody that's critical thinker in society is seen as someone that might have gone cuckoo or something. So me, it's not what I think. I love critical thinker. I like people that think for themselves. Can you think for yourself, or you let society think for you? Hello.
Well, I look at myself, and I see how distorted, in some parts distorted I am, and how much of the programming of the society I carry within me. Because as long as you come from fear, that's the opposition to love. So I keep hearing echo.
Yeah,
Do you hear
that's a
echo?
yeah. I hear you good.
Okay, so as long as you're an opposition to love, you don't know what love is. I'm finding out in my life, what is love? Am I really loving? life? Am I really loving all people as a reflection of me, no matter who they are? And then, healing those parts of me that are psychopathic, those parts of me that have hatred in them, those parts of me that are scared, and then bring on those parts of me that are hopeful, and they're warriors of light, and they know they can shift worlds and realms. Where are we? How are we? So it is
But
really an internal quest right now.
I always known I was born a warrior. I always known I was born a lion and stuff like that. But they kept me in such a tight eggshell all my life that I never shined my light. But the guy I am today, it's not different than what I was 10 years ago. I mean, I just awake now. I'm awake, but I'm always been that arrogant, tight lion guy. I always been like that. It's just now I'm awake to life. I give thanks for life, but I don't take it light. You can't take it light once you're awake because you have the potential, the potential to share your consciousness with humanity and then elevate humanity's consciousness. So if you stay in a state of in your bubble and you don't, that's why, what do you do when you come in contact with that truth? Do you go home, sit on the couch and watch TV, or you're going to try to connect with the world and share with the world?
Yeah, I always questioned my reality since I was a little girl. The hierarchy never made sense to me. That why, for example, in my country, Iran, we had a king and we had a queen. It's like, what the hell? It's even from childhood. What the hell? They became a king and queen. And one time, my father kissed the hand of the queen of Iran, and he had bent so much down that I didn't talk to him for 1 month. It's like, why would you bend in front of that woman? Who is she? Why do you think she's more than you? So I always question reality that way. Then I questioned patriarchy severely because, patriarchy was
That's what we're
heavy
in.
duty in Middle East. And then you come here to this country, and it's a pretension as if like there is no patriarchy. There's patriarchy all over the world. The systems of the world are patriarchal, and also all the women have fallen into that. I mean, all the competition, all the superficiality of the women of the world, not feeling any power to do anything about anything or stop. Oh, look who's
Oh,
Hi, you guys.
here,
again.
Can you hear me?
Jennifer.
Can you
Yes,
hear me? Oh, good.
yes,
Okay. Good to be
Nice
on.
awesome.
to see you.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank
Well,
you.
just go right into it. I was just telling that how I questioned reality since childhood,
How you
and
questioned what?
reality.
Oh, yeah.
Is it echoing?
It was. It's not now.
Okay, good. So I was really questioning reality from childhood, and then with patriarchy, and then coming here and seeing the systems in the world that are not really working. And then I think what really affected me more than anything else, made me be born again, it was to step into the flat earth movement and feel whatever I always thought, well, as a child. I always had this imagination that I was standing on top of this place and there were millions of people down there, and I was a part of a huge, huge revolution. Really, I had
Oh,
this image
that's beautiful.
yeah, all the time. But now it's like that dream is fulfilled. I am a part of the hugest revolution on earth. And then one more thing that happened is that as a child, I always thought that there was this sacred part of me, but it was over there.
Yeah.
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 But
Like
but
it
now
was always outside of ourself. Like always to reach for the outside external stuff to validate our being. Like it's
yeah.
always been that all my life. When I started to dig inside, I found the light inside of myself, not outside. It's inside of you.
Yeah, so now with this movement, I feel much more connected to myself and my mission in life and where I need to go. So, Jennifer, since you came on, I know you have talked a lot about being born again, and we were talking about how the flat earth movement or the geocentric consciousness has made us born again, and you, with your background of Christianity, enlighten us.
Oh. Well, I'm glad you guys are talking about this subject because I've been on PMing on Facebook with two Christians, and they get upset with me because I talk a lot about this Christ within us, and they understand that. One of them has done all the research on esoteric knowledge. He understands everything I am into, including astrotheology and Santos Bonacci teachings. And I've been on the born again Christian side and then come to the realization that I am is an affirmation of who Christ was saying we are. When you pray, it's not supposed to be in Jesus' name. It's in the name of I am, knowing that
Yes.
it's already been done. And you know this. You've been doing this. You've been doing this for I don't know how long, but I've been writing I am and saying I am for years. And they think it's this self-absorbed, promotion, but it's so on the contrary of that. I have never felt more humble in my entire life than when I understood that God is within you, God is within me. It's not apart from me. It's not something I have to pine for. It's Christ was showing us the way to be and to walk in that path, holding your own cross and taking responsibility for yourself. And once you start doing that, the experience is it's so humbling because you don't look at anyone else and point at their speck or judge their path. You just know they are God in the flesh too, and perhaps they just don't know that yet. So you have this love for them. It's so different. It's the opposite of everything I learned. And Flat Earth absolutely has brought me even closer to that, because I was like you. I knew I was born for something incredible. I thought it was like the Book of Revelations talks about the end of the world. But now I understand it's just this apocalypse means to unveil. And that's what's happening right now is we're unveiling this illusion that was so thick, and now it's so clear, and it's just coming down so fast. And yes, I feel like I've stepped into myself completely. It's incredible. Flat Earth really pushed me toward a deeper truth that I was missing in my life, and I was like, I knew something was off, and now I know what it was.
Yeah, Flat Earth really put me in contact with my higher self. It's exactly what it did to me.
Yes.
I kept expressing it, and at one point you just become natural and just become your higher self on the permanent basis. But that I'm still working on it. I don't have Christ consciousness, like I said, but I think at one point when you become your higher self all the time in everything you do and everything, that's very high consciousness. But I think that every day of the week you should really try to get in touch with your higher self and live for your higher purpose. Like we all been given a life, we all been given a call, but many are called, but the chosen are few. The chosen are few. I'm starting to believe that a lot.
It is true. When you say your higher self, see, some people will take that as this egotistical, you want to be above everyone, and it's not. It's so humbling. It's getting into the authentic version of who you are. It's the opposite of ego. So people just don't understand it if they haven't experienced it. But once you experience it, you can never go back to this literal interpretation of the Bible, because it's so much more fulfilling when you step into it instead of being apart from it.
Well, for me, I grew up in a Muslim society, yet I denied Islam from the beginning because I connected it to patriarchy. And I've always questioned all religions because all of their prophets are men, and it doesn't make any sense that why the superior consciousness of this universe, this one verse, will put 124,000 people, and they're all men, to guide us towards it. It never made any sense for me. So I can understand you guys when you say Christ consciousness. You just mean the I am consciousness because that's all I'm involved with. But even to put it under the name of a Christ, it limits it for me. It always brings brings an image of a man to it. And that's what I want to change. It's like the same thing that we subconsciously always think that this world, as soon as we think about this world, we see a ball. Right? So as soon as
Yeah.
you think about God, you see a man or you see a Christ. But we have to really bring it. This is why Flat Earth has brought me the deepest, deepest, deepest spirituality that is beyond any images. It's beyond any cultural limitations. Because all religions, at some point, they're very limited, unless we come to the I Am presence. And my prayers since the Flat Earth have become so real because as you said, Jennifer, it's not a egotistic thing anymore. My prayers is not just anymore like, okay, God, over there, give me a nice house. It's not like that anymore. It's like, I am the presence that is supposed to bring healing to this body. And I am the presence that's supposed to bring healing to this earth because earth is my body. And all of you are my pieces of my body. It's much bigger. I wouldn't even call it higher. I would say way vaster, infinite consciousness. If there is anything infinite, is the consciousness, not the earth and the universe.
Yeah, we are all a part of the soul ocean. We are part of the soul ocean, but each and every one of us has to do our part. It's a whole. I do my part, you do your part. Everyone's doing their part, and we're gonna fly high one day with that stuff for sure. We're gonna wake humanity. It's the greatest time to be alive.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so since both of you are here, maybe you can help me with something. So the I am presence is within me, and I know all is one. Yet at the same time, towards the powers that are controlling our world, I do have some animosity. It's like I can say some things about them I really don't like. I hate it even in some levels, and I really need to resolve that. If they are parts of us, all I need to do is to let go of the part of me that looks like them and is
No,
disconnected and dark, right?
we,
And go for it.
we should not live in fear. It's them that should fear us because we're much bigger than them. Once we become awake, it's game over. That Babylon system can melt overnight, but we have to awake. That's the thing. But anyway, we're getting there. But yeah,
Yeah, I think the way I think of it is think of eternity and think of your soul as this eternal being who, if eternity is a long time, right?
yeah.
And if you were in a state of knowing and light and love for eternity, where's the adventure? So you come to this earth and it's a learning space, and you
Yes.
have to have darkness to be reminded of the light. You have to have these people playing roles to get you to a place of fierceness and empowerment and wanting to change it, to raise the vibration. So these people I look at as my teachers, not just my teachers, but they're just playing a role. They're playing a role on earth so that we can raise the vibration of the earth. And I'm sure we go through different cycles in our spiritualness where we forget and they forget and they play this role. It's hide and seek. If you should listen to Alan Watts on YouTube.
Yes.
He's
I
Yeah.
have.
got, okay, he's
Yeah.
really good at explaining the game of hide and seek. And I'm almost at a point where I'm feeling grateful that I see past the illusion and now I'm like laughing about the game that's being played. I'm
But yeah,
finally getting there. Yeah.
that's why I post often that song from Perfect It's Many on my Facebook. Laugh, laugh, laugh about it because they spread lies all over us. Like what we're gonna do, being depressed, and no, now I see past the illusion, so I laugh at it. I laugh at it so much. Then that's why I'm not afraid to come out and talk about it. They have enslaving me in the mind all my life. Well, I should remain a slave? No, no more, not anymore. Finish.
Well, I always say, yeah, as a trade, I'm a chiropractor, so I work on people's bodies a lot, and I always say when there's an emotional problem or a physical problem, it's like how much are we willing to take responsibility for creating that emotional or physical problem? Because a lot of us blame, right? It's like, yes, my mom did this to me, my father did that to me, and when you look at the entire humanity is stuck in blaming how our childhood have produced people that are dysfunctional today. And my question, my concern about that has been, hey, look, if we actually took responsibility as gods that we have created this life to learn something from it, or as a soul, I am responsible for creating this, and now I choose something else. We can also apply that to the whole earth. So yes, it has been my manifestation, me, not the finite self, but my bigger self, right? My manifestation of creating an earth with all these agents of darkness in it. So it's also my manifestation because I can choose to change this from the dysfunction into the function.
Yeah, you can have an expansion of the mind, quantum leap. In a quantum leap, you can have expansion in a second. You just gotta open your mind and start questioning stuff, and you will await it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of fear when you grow up indoctrinated the way I did. And I'm writing a book about this because I know how much religious fear will stifle you from ever looking at something beyond what you've been taught. It's the fear so ingrained in your bones. And then when you read the Bible literally, and when I still do read it literally, I feel fear. Like, I better not do anything other than what this book says. You have to, I know you guys aren't stuck in that, but speaking to the audience, I know there's a lot of people who think these people are new age and they're going against the Bible, and it's completely the opposite, because I stepped out of my fear. I will not let that religious fear rule me. I had so many questions like you guys. I was so curious as a child, and so many things in the Bible did not add up. There was contradictions, and I just kept asking questions until I finally got answers. And now whenever I get on my knees and say, God, I don't understand this, please show me, within 24 hours, I will get an answer to it. It's like there's no way anyone can say I'm satanic or of the devil, because my prayers are answered like that, because I'm so in the presence of knowing that what I ask for will be provided, and it is provided. This religious fear holds a lot of people back. There's nothing wrong with exploring. There's nothing wrong with asking questions, and there's nothing wrong with um, being curious, because this is a free will universe, right? Free
Yes.
will means we're allowed to get out of this religious box and to step beyond it and ask what these scriptures really mean. What is a truth beyond the literal version? And that's where I am.
Well, the same with the Islamic religion in Quran. My mom asked me that for me, just for me, read Quran one time because she knew I was really, really anti-religious, and she asked me, please, just do it for me. So I started reading Quran, and I felt exactly the same thing, Jennifer. The same thing. It's all about if you don't do this, you will be burned in the hell. If the only people who are going to go to heaven are the ones that will do the 5 things that I say to do, and then don't put a comparable idol compared to me. And it's like I always questioned it. What does it mean? Why would God be so small that it's always bargaining with its people about don't put in anyone equal to me? It's like God is that small. God is infinite. What happened with it? But then my question comes, why is it? Why is it that in all of these religious books, even though they're really not good and filled up with fear, why there is a mention, like in Quran, it says Earth is geocentric, is the center of the universe, and in Bible there are many, many verses.
Okay.
So
I can
yeah,
answer that.
go for it.
As a storyteller, I write myths to teach truths to people when they're seeking truth. I have to use facts to support the myth. So you have to use a fact about flat Earth so that when people are reading it, they're going to know it's the truth. because you have to support your myth with the facts of things that people can relate to. So when I wrote a book about a dragon and this girl, I used tons of facts about my life, and then I used metaphors of a dragon to represent wisdom. So somebody who's not looking for truth is going to think that dragon is literal. But someone who's seeking truth is going to know immediately that dragon represents wisdom. And then I have facts to support the story. Does that make sense?
Okay, but then what are you saying? Then who wrote these books?
So many people did. So many different people wrote the books.
Well, they say
We don't,
Quran was not written by so many people. Just one person wrote it, and it has never been changed because it's mathematically ordered. And if you change any of it,
right.
it would not be the same thing. That's why they say
Exactly.
this is the last book and this is the only truth because this cannot be changed, and not many people have written it. But then, who knew in Quran that the Earth is the center of the universe, yet the rest of it is like, oh, be afraid of me, be afraid of me.
Well, that's the literal. Okay. So Jesus spoke in parables so that people who were seeking truth would understand them. And when people were just like foolish, they're going to take the parables as literal.
Okay, I
So
got it.
in the Quran, I actually have the Quran, and I'm going to start reading it. I didn't know one person wrote it. I don't know much about that book, but there is a sacred geometry in the ancient texts, and they knew how to use words and use numbers to create it. It's all sacred geometry. So if you like Marty Leeds, right? He explains like the words in the Bible about the numbers, and if you take God and you add it up, it comes to the number of heaven. And if you look at the Lord in the Bible, it comes to meaning God on earth. So it's us. So each of these words, it cannot be added to or taken away because you'll miss the mathematical geometry that's inside of it, that's been kept hidden from us by the Freemasons and people who do not want us to know the ancient mystery school information. So we have to seek so hard to know what these words mean with the numbers. You know, if you add up the numbers, it has nothing to do with the literal version. It has to do with creation and sacred geometry and physiology and
everything is sacred. Everything is sacred, and that's what Santos was explaining the other day. And those knowledge that we have, the language and the mathematics and all that, doesn't come from those Babylonian people. It comes from much higher intelligence than that, I believe.
So if that's the case, then we're saying that the higher intelligence wrote Quran
yes.
because every verse of Quran and every word of Quran is a whole new movement in Islamic understanding, that they say it's number 19. The entire book is dividable by the number 19, and every verse adds up to 19. And it's like they say there's if a human wrote this, there's no way that a human wrote this. This was the true word of God. And then, we don't know anything about ancient civilizations. And as you said, sacred geometry or anything, they may, I don't know. So is it from God or not? Or is everything from God?
Yeah, it's from, we're dumbed down. I mean, if
We're
you go
dumbed
look
down.
at
We're dumbed
ancient,
down. And that's what I said before. If you doubt that you've been dumbed down, it's because you've been.
we're dumbed down. The ancient cultures knew the cosmos. They knew the movements of the sun. They built monuments and buildings that lined up with our cosmos. We don't even know how they built these pyramids. These people had knowledge that we have been taken away. We've lost our knowledge. We're just now digging back into it.
We're
They
taking
had
back
so
our
much
power slowly,
information.
but everybody on their side taking back their power, but it's great.
Okay, so my question still is, what is the controversy? If this thing is written by the higher level and is all mathematically organized, then why is it also a competition between God and Satan? I always told the Muslim people, you guys have two gods. One of them is God, one of them is Satan.
It's just the mind and the soul. It's an inner. God is your higher mind or your consciousness or your soul, and Satan is your lower mind, your thoughts. It's
Yeah.
just the battle within each human being.
Exactly. So if we are stuck on the earth, that is very literally the domain of Satan, and that's what
Mhm.
the Quran says. That means we are stuck in our lower selves, and we have forgotten that we have a choice, and we can actually create a much better reality on this earth. And the flat Earth movement is one of those fundamental evolutionary steps into making that coming forward.
Yes.
For
The
sure,
new
for sure.
earth.
We needed something as humanity to spark an awakening. If it's flat Earth, it's flat Earth. If it's listen, looks like we have to be conscious of the place we live and what we are to expand the consciousness. Without knowing that, without knowing where you are and what you are, how do you want to expand your consciousness? Especially affecting the whole. Like you can affect your own self, but it's not about you; it's about us.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that film, plaintruth.org, the last one in Antarctic, I think it was that one that he was also showing that piece that this man did this research under the oceans, and he found this gelatinous mass under the ocean. Yeah, I'm sure you have all
Yeah.
you've seen it, and then they have no idea how deep it goes. It's so mysterious because it could easily go to another world from under the oceans, but
Oh yeah,
we will
the
have no
abyss inside
idea.
the ocean. Yeah.
And how
Mhm.
mysterious this world is, and knowing that it's not moving, and there's nowhere else to go, maybe deep to go, or maybe on
Mhm.
the sides infinitely to go, we don't know that yet. It all brings a sacredness to us. Don't you guys feel
Yeah.
like really sacred?
Yeah, it brings back the mystery and the
Yeah,
exploring and the adventure. I had a friend yesterday who was like, "Why a ball? Why a globe? Because it's a prison. If you think it's a ball, you're not going to go exploring beyond this round. What they've told you
yeah,
is there, and it's a
that's
prison."
it. That's it. And
That's it. There's no. Go ahead, Mar.
how far can you go to the center of the ball? They have tried, they just can't go
I
anywhere
know.
to to the center of the ball. So even that becomes really a theory. True.
I,
But it's really interesting exploring the ocean. We all talk now about outer space that there this that, but there's a inside the waters, inside of our waters, there could be other stuff down there that we're not. And how far they were able to go, like before the pressure blow their head out or something like that. There's a certain limit. They have submarines that go deep, deep, deep. No? But I mean,
They
they
still
right.
haven't
cannot, they
went.
cannot go deep enough because it's gelatinous material. The same way
Yeah.
that we don't know what's up there. Is it really glass? Is it really, what is it? I mean, how could it be water up there? I mean, we don't know those kind of things. But Jennifer, before you came, I was just saying, before I felt like an orphan, like in millions and millions and millions of orphans,
Yeah.
not knowing that I'm worth anything, not knowing who my family is. But now, all of the sudden, I have waken up and I feel like I live in a palace and I actually was a princess or something. I was important, with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
We
That's
should
so
all
true.
feel like kings and queens, or god and
Exactly.
goddesses. Like me, I feel like a king. I feel like a lion king, for sure, because I'm empowered by that truth. It should empower you. You should not be depressed and stay in your corner and not. No, be empowered. Go out, speak, do like us. Like I've never been on YouTube in my life before. I never done that, but because I'm empowered now with a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom. Wisdom is better than silver or gold. Don't gain the world and lose your soul. Don't gain the world and lose your soul. Wisdom is much better, much better. Me flying high with that stuff.
Yeah. Yannick, I love your lighting. It looks so good. You look amazing.
Yeah, but I had to close the blind a bit because I was a bit too bright. But yeah, I changed my office spot. I was in the other room before at the back. Now I have a window, so that's why I love it more here too. It's much
Yeah.
more vibrant, and you see me
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, I do feel very honored to be awakening during this time where so many people are sleeping. And I feel humbled that I am chosen to do this
Yeah.
work and to see past the illusion. I mean, I knew something was wrong. all my life. I never liked the way the world was. I couldn't articulate what was wrong with it. But being here right now, 40 years old, and going, I went through all of that to be where I am right now. What a great honor.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're waking up both at 40, and Mar maybe before, or Mar is a bit older than us, but not much. Couple years,
I'm
I say.
I am
Young in spirit.
56 in the
Couple years,
world.
Yeah.
I say.
I don't think
56 in the
anyone's going
world.
to believe you. No one's going to believe you're 56 years old.
No, when she told me that, I was so unchecked. I was like, I thought she was 45 or something. I'm like, come on, Bar, you're not. It's possible. They say, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like, hey,
Well,
whoa.
that's what I was talking to someone else yesterday about exactly that. That's another conditioning. That's another hypnosis of the human mind that we're kept under. So we have been force fed with the idea that as you grow or as you live longer on the earth, you become weaker and older. I think that's only a mental conditioning. There have been ancient civilizations that believed that as you live longer, you receive more magical energy from this earth, this magnetic field underneath us, and from this amazing points of lights above us. We can receive light and become stronger and younger as time goes
Yeah.
on and wiser. And that's, again, another choice.
And
Yeah.
as
You,
far as I'm concerned, there's nobody else but us on this plane. So it's up to us to shine the light. We have the light that you see in the sky and the stars and all the lights. You are that light. But
yeah.
we are kept in such a bubble state that we never realize the power we have, the greatness that we've been given. Like greatness is upon all of us. When blessing fall, it doesn't fall on just one man's house. It falls on everybody. We all been blessed, but only certain of us, certain amount of us are awakening to that. But more and more are awakening each day, and that's why it's our consciousness will affect everybody around you. So just shine your light.
Yeah, for the first time in my life, I feel like I want to really celebrate, like
Celebrate life.
I would love to make it somehow, Jennifer, maybe due to Seattle, and just go hug
Yeah.
all of the
I would love
people
to do
who
that.
know about this. It's like, let's hug each other. What's happening? Everyone is so isolated, and it's like I was talking to someone. Yeah, in my country, all the neighbors know each other. In the United States, you can live in a block, never, for 50 years, and you will never know your neighbor somehow. It's weird. The
Yeah.
isolation that this whole hypnosis and psychosis has created humanity, separation, isolation in front of the computers, and no human connection. I feel that the flat earth has brought that human connection. I want to hug and kiss all the flat earthers.
I know. I know.
But that's why I say it's very important to do those hangout and just to shine our light and inspire people because that's what the world needs. The world needs inspiration. We don't need brainwash. We don't need indoctrination. We need inspiration. We need to inspire each other to give thanks for life, give thanks for the light, and just shine it. It's just about that. Life is not complicated. Life is a journey. Life is a journey, and just do your part. Shine your light. It's not complicated life. It can be. That's why the whole system out there cannot be that complicated. Life is very, very. Life is. But if you believe that life is hard, like it won't be easy. If you believe life is easy, it goes with according to your system of belief. Like to me, life is.
Indoctrination, yes.
So.
Yeah.
Give thanks for life, give thanks for the light, give thanks for the strength. It was Janik, Whitmar, and Jennifer. I don't know if you girls want to extend it, but it's been an hour and something. I think, Mar, you...
I think this was beautiful because we really needed to express being born again and how this being born is different than any other being born. So, we come to this world born into this reality, 3D reality, and it is pretty dense reality. And to find our way into the light it's a lot of work. So thank God. So thank God that we have come to this point, and then being involved with the flat earth, being born again is very fascinating, and it's so beautiful knowing both of you in this movement also.
Yeah, that's why every day I give thanks for life. I shine my light because I'm so happy to be alive. I don't know what can come tomorrow. I don't know. And I never realized that in my life. I just thought tomorrow was going to come. And no, but you never know what's going to come. So live each day like it's your last. It's no, live each day like it's your last. And shine, 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 shine bright. So, girls.
Beautiful. So Jennifer, can you do an I am ending to this, and then let's do a prayer.
You're so much better at that than I am. I
No,
am.
you are. Are you kidding? We're all the same. So the prayers with I am is that, okay, I am the presence. I am the presence that brings beauty and peace, harmony, and equilibrium and balance to this body and to the body of the entire humanity on earth. I am the presence of the truth that vibrates everywhere on earth in the heart and the body of all humans. And I am the presence that is breaking through the illusion into the reality of connectedness, and the I am presence all over the earth, creating peace and bringing us to the age of consciousness and awakening at all levels. We are all connected.
I couldn't have said that better. That was beautiful. Thank you.
So, namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much for everything.